Hello everyone. Problem name is sequence of sequence. In a given problem, there is two integers m and n, and try making a special sequence of numbers, sequence of length n, such that sequence of I plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2 times of sequence of I, and sequence of I is greater than 0 and less than or equal to m, and our task is to determine total number of such a special sequence possible. Okay, in a given example, when m equal to 10, n equal to 4, in that case our output will be 4. Okay, uh, let's first understand this problem with this example. Okay, and try to making the total possible cases. And if we will be m equal to 10 and n equal to 4, in that case first we need to do uh, print all the digits that is greater than 0 or less than or equal to 10. Then in that case it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and last is 10. Okay, and our possible sequence will be, if we consider last element is 10, then in that case our second last element will be 10 by 2. Okay, and the third last will be 5 by 2 is 2, and first element will be 1. Okay, and another one is, if we consider 10 is a last element, then second last will be 10 by 2 is a 5. Okay, and if we consider 4 is a last element, then in that case first we need to check uh, 4 into 2, that is 8, and 8 is also less than or equal to 10. Okay, means it is follow the condition, means 4 is acceptable here. Okay, and 4 by 2 is 2 and 2 by 1 is 1. And another possibility is that if we go with the 9, means 9 is our last element, then in that case second last will be 9 by 2 is 4, and third last will be 4 by 2 is 2, and first element will be 1. Okay, and if we consider as 8 is our last element, okay, then in that case possible second last will be 4. Okay, and third last will be 4 by 2 is 2, and first element will be 1. Okay, and if we take 7 is our last element, then what is the possibility of second last element? Then second last element is 7 by 2 is a 3. Okay, and third last will be 3 by 2 is 1. Okay, means uh, its size is less than 4, means it is not acceptable. Okay, means here is total possibility is 4, means our output will be 4 in that case. uh, let's try to making the recursion tree for this. Okay, here we take f is a function and it will contain m comma n. Okay, here m equal to 10 and n equal to 4, and first we need to make the approaches for this. Okay, means if we consider as a 10 is our last element in a sequence, then our second last will be m by 2, okay, m by 2 is 5, then in that case our size decrease by 1, then it will be 3, okay. And if we not take 10 is our last element, then what we need to do here, we need to do m minus 1, means 9 is our last element, okay, and 4 is the size of sequence, okay. And next, if we take with this, okay, then what we need to do, first we need to go with the 5, okay. If we 5 is a last element, okay, then uh, next element will be 5 by 2, it will be 2, okay. And size decrease by 1, then it will be 2, okay. And if we not go with this, then in that case what we need to do, go with the 5 minus 1, means 4, and in that case size will be 3. And for the 9 comma 4, here we take, okay, if we go with the 9 as a last element, then what we need to do for the next element, means divide by 2, okay. 9 by 2 is 4, and size is decreased by 1 is 3, okay. And after that, for the non-take part, if we not take 9 is a last element, then we can go with the 8, okay, and size is 4 in that case, okay. And for the f22, okay, in that case what we need to do, 2 divided by 2, then 1, and the size is decreased by 1, then 1, okay. And if not go for this, then what we need to do, decrease by 1, and size is same, okay. And for the this part, first we need to do, go with the 4, then it is divided by 2, then 2, and size is decreased by 1, then 2, okay. If we not go with this, then what we need to do, decrease by 1, and size is same, okay. For same process this, okay, for the same process for the f of 4 comma 3, okay. And here when we go with the 8, then in that case our element will be 4 and size will be 3, okay. And when we will not go with the 8, in that case what we need to decrease by 1, and size is same, okay. In this case we cannot do further process, okay. And for this case, it is, in that case what is the condition is that m is less than n, okay, means that is not acceptable, okay, it is not acceptable. And in that case one thing is acceptable, that is only f of 1 comma 1, okay. And for the f of 3 comma 3, here first we need to take 3 as a last element, then in that case divide by 2 is 1 and decrease by 1, okay. If we not take, then in that case 3 minus 1 is 2 and size is same. Okay, then in that case f of 1 1 is acceptable, f of 1 comma 2 is not acceptable because of m is less than n. In that case it is also not acceptable. Okay, means here we can mention uh, only here f of 1 comma 1 is acceptable. Okay, and for the same thing will be happen here also. Okay, here is also f of 1 1 is acceptable and no need to check for the uh, common part. Okay, and for the f of 7 comma 4, what we have to do, first we need to go with the 7, then next element will be 7 by 2 is 3. Okay, and size will be 3, and if we not go with the 7, then in that case 7 minus 1 is 6 and size will be 4. Okay, and here same thing will be happen with the here also. Okay, means f of 3 is not, f of 3 comma 3 is not acceptable. And for the 6 comma 4, if we consider here 6 is a last element, then next element will be 6 by 2 is 3 and their size is decreased by 1 is 3. Okay, and for if we not consider, then in that case it is 5 and size is same. Okay, for the 3 cross 3 comma 3, it is not acceptable because I have seen in previous steps like here. Okay, it is not acceptable. For the 5 comma 4, what we need to do, first we need to check for the acceptable case. Okay, if we accept, then in that case it is divided by 2, then 2, and here is decreased by 1. Okay, and the second case will be 4 comma 4. First move this here, and if we not take, in that case decrease by 1, then 5 minus 1 is 4 is 4. Okay, f of 2 comma 3 is not acceptable, and for the 4 comma 4, in that case when we consider 4 is a last element, in that case we need to do 2 comma 3. Okay, means it is also not acceptable. And for the not considering part, it will be 3 and comma 4, it is also not considered. Then our possible outcome will be this, and only this, means only 4 possible outcomes. Okay, then we need to do like this. Okay, our approach is that when we have and when we take a last element, our aim is our last element. Okay, last element in that case In that case what we need to do, simply uh, f of m divide by 2, okay, and size decrease by 1. And if not consider, means last element is not our m is not our last index. In that case we have to do m minus 1, means we can go with the m minus 1 and size will be same, okay. And total possible outcomes will be summation of both, okay. And our here base case is that if m is less than n, in that case we need to do, means here we need to return 0, okay. And if we have size is 0, then in that case we have only one outcomes. Now here try to implement this problem. First we need to create a method, okay. Is a simple, is a fun, is a m comma n, okay. And here we can implement this, is a m n, okay. Our first we need to write here base cases. If m is less than n, in that case we need to do return 0, okay. And if we have n equal to 0, in that case we need to return 1. And after that what we need to do, first we consider our m is a last element. In that case we need to do m divide by 2 and size decrease by 1, okay. And second case is that if not consider m is a last element, then go with the m minus 1 and size will be same, okay. Now compile and run the code. Now submit the code. Thank you everyone.